Ever feel like your writing is just a bunch of separate thoughts? Like you're just listing things one after the other? Well, today, we're going to change that. We're diving into the magic ingredient that takes simple sentences and turns them into something sophisticated and powerful.
Okay, take a look at this. On the left, we've got two sentences. The course is useful, the teacher is excellent. I mean, it's fine, it gets the point across, but it feels a little robotic, kind of choppy, right? Now, look at the right. We added just two little words, in addition, and suddenly it flows. It feels smarter, more connected. That tiny change makes a world of difference.
So, what is this magic trick? Well, these words are called linkers. And honestly, the best way to think about them is like this. Imagine your ideas are all separate little islands. Linkers are the bridges you build to connect them. They turn a scattered bunch of thoughts into one solid, connected piece of work. Without those bridges, you're making your reader do all the hard work, jumping from island to island. With them, you guide them on this smooth, easy journey.
To become a master bridge builder, you need the right tools, so let's build out your personal linker toolkit. We're going to focus on the four main jobs these words can do.
Here are the four foundational categories we'll be covering. First up, adding and listing ideas. Then, showing a contrast between ideas. After that, explaining cause and effect. And finally, giving examples to really back up your points. So let's get right into the first one.
Let's kick things off with the first job. Just adding ideas. This is how you build on a point you've already made, creating these nice layers in your writing.
You know, what's really interesting here is the subtle difference. In addition is a great all-purpose way to say also. But if you want to level up, look at furthermore or moreover. You use those when the point you're adding is even stronger or more important. It just adds a little more weight. And as well as is fantastic for connecting ideas right inside the same sentence, like she speaks French as well as Spanish. Super smooth.
Apart from is really handy for, setting one thing aside to focus on something else. But my absolute favorite on this list is not only but also. This one is a real power move. It builds up this sense of anticipation and really emphasizes that you have two important related things to say. Not only is he a great speaker, but also an inspiring leader. It's just got this great rhythm to it, doesn't it?
All right, on to our second type, contrasting. Because let's face it, great writing isn't just about listing things that all agree. It's about showing the full picture, the complexity. This is how you can acknowledge different points of view or talk about unexpected results.
So, however, is your go-to your trusty all-purpose tool for showing contrast. But if you want to sound a bit more formal or add a little more punch, try nevertheless. It kind of implies that you're pushing past a pretty big obstacle. And on the other hand, is perfect when you're weighing two sides of an issue. It gives your writing a really nice sense of balance.
Okay, pay close attention here, because this is a key grammar point that a lot of people mix up. Despite and in spite of. These are followed by a noun or a verb with ing. So you'd say, despite the bad weather, or in spite of being tired. But although and even though need a full sentence with a subject and a verb, like although it was late. Nailing this difference is a huge sign of an advanced English speaker.
Okay, this is where your writing becomes truly logical. Connecting an action to what happens next, or a situation to the reason behind it, that's a fundamental skill. This whole category of linkers is about helping you answer the big questions. Why did this happen? And so what?
I love this. It's such a clear system. Because of and due to point backward to the cause. We were late because of the traffic. Simple. Then, therefore, consequently, and as a result, all point forward to the effect. He didn't study, therefore he failed. See? It creates this undeniable chain of logic that's super easy for your reader to follow.
And on to our final tool set, giving examples and summarizing. You've made all your great points, and now it's time to make them real and wrap everything up. These are the crucial finishing touches that really bring your arguments to life.
For example, or for instance, are absolutely essential. They take a big, general statement and make it concrete and easy to understand for your audience. And then when you're ready to finish, in conclusion, or to sum up, are like a big signpost for your reader that says, okay, here's the main thing you need to remember. It gives your writing a really satisfying sense of completion.
All right, theory's great, but practice is really where it all sinks in. So let's do a quick challenge to see how well you've been picking up these tools. I'm going to show you a sentence with a blank space. You just have to figure out which linker fits best. Ready?
First one up. He studied hard, blank, he didn't pass the exam.
So we've got a lot of effort on one side, but a surprising negative result on the other. What kind of connection is that?
And the answer is, however, of course. It perfectly shows that contrast between what you'd expect to happen and what really did. He studied, so you'd think he'd pass. However, he didn't. Simple as that.
Okay, next up. I want to go to the party, being very tired. Now, look closely at what comes after the blank. Being very tired. That's an ing phrase, not a full sentence. That's your clue.
Yep, the answer is despite, or in spite of would also work. This is a perfect example of that grammar rule we were just talking about. Since it's followed by that ing phrase, despite is the perfect fit to show the contrast.
And the last one. The company is expanding. Comma, they are hiring 50 new employees. So, what's the relationship here? Is the hiring a contrast, an example, or is it a result of the expansion?
Absolutely. It's therefore or as a result. The hiring is a direct consequence of the company getting bigger. This shows a super clear cause and effect link. Fantastic work.
So there we have it. We've gone all the way from simple, choppy sentences to building fluid, dynamic, and really logical arguments. You now have this amazing toolkit that lets you connect any idea to another with real precision and style. And that is the difference between just listing facts and actually communicating.
I absolutely love thinking about it this way. Linkers aren't just fancy words you sprinkle in. They are the structural adhesive, the thing that holds all your thoughts together and makes them strong and powerful. They really are the superglue for your ideas.
And that brings us to the end. But you know, it's really just the beginning for you. You have the tools now, you've seen the blueprints. So the only question left is the most exciting one of all. Now that you can connect any idea, what are you going to build?